Hello and welcome to the Foresight Scrolls Channel, where we took a look at charts using the Foresight Suite, indicators for Tradingview. We break down indices, stocks, crypto, commodities. Each night we take a look at about 4 things. If you're ever here and want to drop something in the chat for me to take a look at, to analyze using the Foresight Scrolls, I'd be more than happy to do that. We have the exact same 4 charts from last night that we're going to take a look at. And the reason why we're doing that is because the FOMC meeting is tomorrow. And as you can see here on the S&P 500, we're looking at the SPY. That's the ETF, or one of the ETFs that tracks the S&P. And we have it on regular candles. You can see that today we printed a Dogi candle. That means indecision. You see it just makes this little cross. It's not closing one way or the other. It's just sort of stuck here. It did print, or it did push a little higher, but came back down lower and ultimately closed the day just right in the middle. And so you can see, as far as the Foresight Scrolls go, we had a long spell down here. Called it correctly. It pushed up. The SPY really hasn't been printing any premonitions on the Foresight to really speak of. It's been in this up channel, and one of the theories that I sort of lean into or buy is that what we've seen since March is just a ton of buyback by major corporations, and so they're buying back stock. They're sort of selling back into this. Institutions, are selling back into this uptrend. So you just see this chop, this continuous chop upward. We saw it break out of that channel for the first time in months. And you see that the Foresight indicator, that flow of time, called this thing as support perfectly. It held it up. It pinched it between it and the channel. It's popped back into the channel weirdly and miraculously since the FOMC meeting is this week. And we see it's just complete indecision. So that's one of the reasons why I just wanted to keep up the same 4 charts from last night, just as an education tool also, so you can see how the markets are behaving in response to the FOMC meeting tomorrow. Now, there's expected 25 basis points cut. Generally speaking, even though they make the announcement of the cut tomorrow, that the markets have already priced those in. So a lot of times what you'll see is a pump and then either just a pump and sideways action, or a pump and then a pullback, since those have already been priced into the market. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. And we talked about last night that we had a premonition on Bitcoin. Okay, here we are on the daily. So we've pumped right into the epoch. We see we've gotten rejected 3 days in a row. We're on Heikin-Ashi candles, which we primarily look at. If we look at regular candles, you can see rejection 3 times in a row here. This one right here was sort of a topping tail. It's not technically a topping tail because it's not at a top, but it's at the top of this little up move here. So you would expect some sort of pullback. Now, given that it's rejected 3 times now off of this, tomorrow is a big deal. It needs to get back above it, or my guess is that we push back down to this 108 level, or possibly even go lower. We shall see. If we look at this on the 4-hour, and let's get back to the Heikin-Ashis, you can see how beautiful and how clean this is using the Foresight Suite. By the way, if you're just listening to this for the first time, you're curious about what the Foresight indicators are. They're a suite of 4 indicators that are designed to work seamlessly together. They're designed to have the cleanest looking UI, the most simple looking UI, with the most robust engine on the back end. That's the goal here, is to make things clean, simple, and powerful. So you can see the proof is in the pudding. We get premonitions. If you get a premonition and then a spell shortly thereafter, you get a push down. We get a bit of a double top here, another premonition, another spell, and a push down, and then broke back above our present line here. And so we just pushed higher. This was sort of a local bottom. And right now we are testing that, since we've broken above the epoch on the 4-hour. So we get a premonition, we got a spell with some omens here, and we're pushing down into it. So we're going to see, does this thing hold? Does it not? If it holds, we expect to move higher. If it doesn't, we expect to move down, possibly a retest, and then further down. So not a lot changing. We talked about this last night, that we were expecting this to come back down into this line, and we've got that just sort of waiting in the market to see what the Fed says tomorrow. For the most part, I think there's a waiting just to see if they're going to be dovish or if they're going to be hawkish, what their sentiments on the market is currently, to figure out which direction we're going to go. Now, last night we looked at gold, and this is it's just so cool if you think about this. We talked about these multiple prints in premonition, but only 2 prints in spells. In this last one, we got a print in the spell. We also got this double omen here, and then you see the move we got down off of it. So a premonition says there may be a move incoming, and the short spell confirms it. Then we press down, and look where we stop. 2 days in a row, we've just as perfect as you can be on the epoch here. So if you were shorting this, you could certainly take profits here, or you could try to take profits at the epoch. And then there's opportunity here if it gets support, just to long right back off of it, especially if we turn around and get a long spell here. So again, I mean, it's just a way of seeing how clean the Foresight Suite really is, how easy it is to read, and how powerful the signals are. Lastly, we talked about JP Morgan last night, and we saw, we're on the daily here. We've ridden JP Morgan up since back in March when we flipped the epoch. We went long, and just look how we've ridden this thing up. You got a premonition and a spell. You got your pullback, so there's a shorting opportunity, always longing opportunities off the trend. Time and time again, we got a premonition, we got the short spell, and what do you know? Bang! We just plow down through the epoch. So this is a serious attempt on JP Morgan to flip the trend to a bearish trend now. We've below the epoch. We've come back into it, and we've retested it. If we look at this on regular candles, you can see that we made an attempt today to get above it. It rejected it, and we've printed a Dogi on JP Morgan. So it too is in just a holding pattern, but it's also really timely. You're seeing lots of our alerts go off here for trading opportunities. 53 alerts we just got for trading opportunities there. It's really cool. You see here, it's like clockwork. You know, for some reason the FMOC meeting is tomorrow, and we are exactly into a spot that tells us one way's long, one way's short, and it just doesn't know. Currently getting rejected. Normally what you would see if a market is turning bearish is this breakdown off the epoch. That this is exactly what you'll see, is a push back up into the epoch to test it. And if it rejects it, we're going further down most likely. It's really, let's see if we got a premonition here on we have a long spell here, and there is a premonition there. It's pretty far back. It's pretty far back. Normally you just want to see it about right in here. Nonetheless, you got an omen on the long spell and a little bit further upside. But given the fact that we had broken down and we were in a retest right here, there's not much room for profit right there, unless you have a stop, pretty tight stop back here below your right around your entry. So that's what we're waiting to see. I appreciate everybody stopping by and checking it out, and we'll check you next time.